So we were talking about parables in the prayer today. I was talking about Jesus' parables, and Jesus saying, I speak to the people in parables because, they don't hear, and they don't listen, and they don't see. So, if we understand our image of God, then we really begin to see more clearly the messages in the Gospels. Jesus speaks to us through these very stories and these parables. So, like, some of the parables are the prodigal son. Yeah. Any other ones?
Lost sheep.
Lost sheep, that's right. Good Samaritan. Yeah, the coin, the lost coin. Unjust judge, the mustard seed. These are really stories that illustrate a human condition, a situation in a person's life. And so movies do the same thing. They are getting us. So let's read Matthew's gospel that we just had today, but in the light of movies. Anybody want to read that out loud? Can someone read that, please?
I will.
Oh, okay, go for it. Can you see it?
Sure. The disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Why do you speak to the people in movies?" He replied, "The knowledge of the secret of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them. Whoever has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. This is why I speak to them in movies. Though seeing they do not see, though hearing they do not hear or understand. But blessed are your eyes because they see, and your ears because they hear. For I tell you the truth, many prophets and righteous people longed to see what you see, but did not see it, and to hear what you hear, but did not hear it. Listen then to what the movie means."
Isn't that a great little context to go to a movie with? And think about it. I think it's just a story that's telling us something. Movies have something to portray, that's something that's universal about life, and they convey it convincingly, right? If it's a good movie, it's conveyed convincingly. And Jesus' parables are about the values he taught. He was like movies, utilizing the imagination and emotions of people in order to get a response. And he was saying why they're not hearing and they're not understanding is because he was trying to get the response from them, but they weren't getting they weren't responding. And because they weren't understanding the deeper meaning of the parable, of the story. They weren't looking really into their own hearts. They were just like hearing, but superficially. So he was really trying to touch upon their emotions. And then I talked about, so now that we have the image of God, we also have to look at what are our values. So on your sheets, the next page, I want you to write down, flip the next page, another page over. I want you to write down, what are your values? Just top values that come from your mind. Anything that's spontaneous is usually what it is, but I can't think too hard. These values that are your lens that you're going to bring to how you watch or view or understand media messages. So let's take these values, okay? Now we're going to go to look at what is theological reflection. When we talk about especially theological reflection in film, this really involves listening and watching and reflecting, means dialoguing with the film, even in your own mind, you're questioning. In theological reflection on film, we're really moving beyond the movie experience alone, but we're creating a dialogue with it, with our faith. So, because we're bringing who we are as Christians to it as well, our very convictions and our experience. So, in theological reflection, we allow faith to touch our life, and our lives then to touch our faith. So this is what's making our faith real, in other words, in everyday life. It's not separate from my entertainment of whatever I want to go watch and view. It's not separate. Our faith is part of everything, in every aspect of our life. This is also to incarnational theology. And really, movies can be a catalyst for grace to enter and open ourselves up to transformation. I don't know if you've ever watched a movie that's like, either you come out of it totally sobbing, or you're just like so inspired that I want to change my life, or I want to change this part of my life. I was so moved by a movie I once watched, and it was called Miss Rose and White, and I don't remember why. I hardly remember the movie, but I just knew that it was about two sisters. One, it was time of World War II, and they got separated. One came with her father to America, the other stayed with her mother. And I don't know, I was sobbing through the whole film. But what I realized what it was hitting upon was my relationship with my own sister. And so I had to really look at that and say, you know, what is this really saying to me? You know, and I needed some little reconciliation there. That's what it was. The whole movie was about reconciliation. So it has that ability to really be a catalyst for you to change, for you to look at something deeper in your life. And really, this is the new evangelization, is bringing God in the context of all of our everyday life, especially within this media culture. So, how do we do that? There's a theme, if you see the next pages, you'll see, it's what's called deep viewing. And this is a really theological view of viewing film, especially, but also other areas. It's called deep viewing. What does this mean? It's integrating faith into the media culture, basically. There's 4 steps. What we do is we attend. So it means we experience viewing the film and what's going on within. So we kind of are just paying attention. Then we kind of look at what's going on with my own feelings when I'm watching this, or listening, or looking at, you know, what's the different points of view that are being expressed. Then I look at it and I dialogue with it, experience, where is God leading? You know, I'm learning for this experience and this story. What is it trying to say? And then we kind of decide, it's like, well, there's something that actually influences my life when I leave this experience. Like I said, take action. Did it allow me then to go and, you know, reconcile with my sister with a particular issue, you know, after I watched that film? So it kind of asks you to take action. So really, it's about discovering the dignity of the human person, really as Jesus taught within this movie context. So I don't know if we have time. You know, we're already over time, so I don't know.
We're okay.
We have time for it.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah, we're okay.
I'm going to show
Okay.
a piece of a movie. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's it. This is just about where the Pauline mission fits into the context of the culture of communications. And as evangelizers of the Word, all of us are evangelizers. So all of us can bring the Word and Christ present within this culture. And you do that already. Obviously, you all bring the context of your faith into everything you're doing and you're living. So that's the point. It's not separate. They're together. It's all part of our life.